Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are listening. I'm Richard Murray, and welcome to my audio thoughts to the beautiful game and reply to Football Crazy episode 101. Football Crazy has KL Murray on Twitter as KL Murray, KAYLMURRAY. Kevegan is on Twitter as Kevegan, KV_SEGAN. And Desnoy's is on Twitter as Partido Pooper. PARTIDO POOPER. Pertinent links are in the transcript in my African American Literary Book Club blog post linked in the description to this video. Before I speak on the show, in women's soccer, congratulations to Olympique Lyonnais for winning the Coupe de France. One last trophy this summer before the World Cup in France itself. I enjoyed Hedvig Lindel's time as Chelsea keeper. She's a great keeper to me. A strong mom, team leader, a savior on the pitch at least, and a nice technologically aware player as well. Uses the internet very well. Not a lot of players do. She must be picked up by some team. I hope so. Her farewell speech, which is quite teary-eyed, is linked in the transcript. I was sad to see my Colchoneras Atletico Madrid women miss out on winning the double this year after losing in the Copa del Reina to a team I will not mention right now, but I'll mention later. But 3 straight Spanish championships is a great achievement, also considering how Barcelona are buying bigger and bigger talent to the women's team. Oppa Atleti. The Football Crazy segment begins now. Begin to 1 minute and 12. Thomas Rongen on Twitter as Trongen, Trongen, is a side K this particular edition by themselves. Everyone else is on vacation or on other duties. 1 minute and 12 seconds. The English title race segment. I concur that the English season had a great race at the top. And I also concur to Rongen's view that Guardiola was tough in his coaching to the team. But the key is that he had players that accepted that kind of coaching. Not all players accept that sort of treatment. To answer K's question, is Guardiola the best coach? My answer is Pep Guardiola has the most willing squad to suffer through his instructions. The problem I have is that Liverpool away from home are not the same team for the UEFA Champions League final. They are very soft. Something tells me Tottenham will win that Champions League final, which will be interesting with Pochettino's next decision. Rongen said going straight to a number 9 is against Pochettino's philosophy, but the strategy must be, from any coach, to win. The second winning is second to any philosophy, to your philosophy as a coach. You commit an error as a coach, and that is why I give Pochettino, a friend of Mourinho, an advantage against Klopp in the UEFA Champions League coming soon. 8 minutes and 10 seconds, the Ajax campaign segment. I love Rongen's stories in this segment about Dutch soccer. I know he knew Cruyff and Miegels, and he really has a lot of great stories. But I'm not a fan to total football personally. I'm a fan of Jogo Bonito from Brazil, which is about unconstricted, unrigid artistry that is free to dream or imagine through the player, while also strategic fluidity or tactical unrigidity from the group. Total football side Catenaccio from UEFA are the antipodes to Jogo Bonito, and philosophically are where UEFA teams lie between structurally. 14 minutes and 15 seconds, the Bundesliga segment. I don't expect Dortmund to win it. They are not competitive, in my opinion, to Bayern Munich. Pulisic, the USA-based player in Borussia Dortmund, to me is in a dangerous time in his career. The fandom from the USA is very strong media-wise, sponsor-wise, but the English Premier League, I saw break down many players before him who were supposed to be wonderkins. It was a good assessment to McKinney's ability to handle running in defense or attack in a strong way, absent the ball functionally, by Rangan in this segment. 19 minutes and 50 seconds. The Turkish Super League segment. Galata Palace, commonly called Galatasaray, versus Başakşehir is huge. My Galata must win. It's just that simple. Whatever you have to do. Kick people, score goals, whatever. But they must win all the matches after. The season in Turkey is hard. 23rd minute and 20th second. I really like the transfer talk on Sportsburst on Facebook with Gary Amato. This summer will be special. Between clubs being banned, or possibly banned, like Manchester City or Chelsea, to players wanting moves or being tempted from Neymar, Bale, Navas, Hazard, Griezmann, etc. A lot of big money movement will happen, and I think more swaps than not. To my Atleti in the transfer section, I don't know if my Colchoneros can keep Griezmann, Morata, Diego Costa, but if we keep the midfield and defensive roster, absent Godin, I will like Lukaku, Willie, and Jose to be brought in. Two leave. One of them if one leave. If all three, Griezmann, Morata, Diego Costa, leave Atleti, my third will be Cavani. Some laughed on my Sportsburst post when I suggested three number nines, but Atleti playing a deep counter-attack. We need three players who have power from the back, who have the athleticism to run from the back with speed or power. Atleti isn't a possession team, so I think three number nines up top, assuming Griezmann will go, is what I would like. To the women's game, I hear winds that Barcelona want to snag Ada Stosmo, Ada Hegerberg. Olympique Lyonnais women have won 3 and a possible 4 straight Champions Leagues. The current final is my Ol against Barcelona. Considering Ada Hegerberg wants to keep lifting the women's game, having a much higher contract, physical contract, from Barcelona will be purposeful. I don't know if Ol will get into a money battle with Barcelona, but Ada is irreplaceable in terms of the team balance. So the coming Champions League final will lead to an Ol win, but the coming transfer season will be a huge test to Ol's desire, to the management team's planning, to the owner's agenda to remain a big financial player in the women's game. 23rd minute and 43 seconds. La Liga segment. Zidane was correct. Zinedine Zidane was correct in my view to come early, before the summer in Real Madrid. He was wise, absent a talisman, CR7, the players as a group or individually are not the same. We will learn if Zidane is able to find a great team balance to compete on 3 fronts. With a squad he is only partially in control of rosters. Great questions from Rongan concerning what we will learn about Zidane's management. Kay asked, why does Zidane come back? I see it clearly. Paraphrasing her, he likes it. If Zidane Real Madrid Part 2 is like Mourinho Chelsea Part 2, then it will start great and have a bad fallout. It's very entertaining listening to Real Sociedad's Ander Marinexia get a great shout out from Ray Hudson and Kay Murray. For the 4th spot in La Liga, it is still up for grabs for Getafe, Valencia, Sevilla. Sevilla need Getafe side Valencia to lose. The odds are against, but Valencia with a win have the best advantage. 35th minute and 52 seconds, Ligue 1 segment. Thanks to Kay Murray for informing me about Olympique Lyonnais needing Chelsea to win the Europa League to get an automatic spot in the UEFA Champions League next year, the group stage, if Olympique Lyonnais place in the third spot. 36 minutes 57 seconds, Serie A segment. Technique, tactics, insight, personality. Rangan stated that Atalanta have all four throughout the team. It is nice to see them. I hope the club can keep the manager and the players and the background staff that's maintained this little era. 42 minutes and 48 seconds, La Liga relegation segment. Rangan admits as a player he was less respectful to the rules of the game than he demands as a coach today. I love his honesty, and I'm glad he admitted that at the end of the day, the win is all that truly counts. And I think with any relegation side, that's maybe that's lacking in understanding. 43 minutes and 29 seconds. Promotion segment. I can't wait for Brest to rise again in Ligue 1. Yes, a sinful joke. 44 minutes and 39 seconds, the MLS segment. Rangan explains being a young coach mid to late 30s considering FC Cincinnati's current young coach. I am happy he admitted hierarchies exist in rosters. All players are not the same at any time, period. The Next Goal Wins movie is a very nice and certainly underrated story about how he aided the American Samoa team. The film is linked in the transcript. The power rankings: 10 headbands, Ninja Neymar, which is a classic. 9 is that 70-year-old kid, Ander Baranexia. 8 is Real Sociedad women, who I now will state won the Copa del Reina final against Atletico Madrid women. 7 is Turkish Super League title race, Galata Palace. 6 is Atalanta, still in the Confederation race. I hope so. I hope they get into the Europa League or maybe the Champions League in qualifier. We'll see. 5 is Copa Libertadores. The draw I want to see is Cruzeiro versus River Plate. That's going to be electric. 4 is English domination in UEFA Confederation Cup finals. Both the UEFA Champions League final and the Europa League final this year have teams from only one league, the English Premier League. 3 is Mane, Salah, Obe. I should say Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. 3 Confederation of African Football Players scoring most goals in England: Senegal, Egypt, Gabon. 2 is Manchester City, another title in England, but one back-to-back, which is rare and is a great feat. And 1 is, sadly to say, Godin, the legend in the back for Atleti. He'll be playing for Inter Milan next to Miranda next year. I'll never forget him. And I think it may be interesting what happens with Inter Milan defensively next year. An amendment. I think a larger issue to post-career finances must occur for players. The players at the top of the heap are making millions in salary and more millions in sponsorships such that they are not in danger. Most players end their career financially uncertain. I ask all, in the women's or men's game, to consider post-career financing being prepared for in your career contracts. Thank you.